What up, Wilders? BELSHE Bits here, your #1 content creator for Wilder World and Z. I am bringing you a game player trailer honest review. The first reaction was just letting myself soak it in as a huge fan. And this one is giving my honest feedback on things that I like, some things that I don't, as well as a bunch of Easter eggs, some insight on information that you may not know about Wilder World and the things that are coming, and some exciting things that I have found kind of along the way. I've probably watched the gameplay trailer about 10 times at this point, and I'm just trying to get a good understanding of what's in there so that I can bring you the best information possible. So if you haven't subscribed to me, please do so. Like I said, I am the #1 content creator for Wilder World and Z, and I just want to make sure that I'm bringing you the best information you possibly can get and the insight from someone who's been watching it from the very beginning. We have had a lot of changes along the way from the team as far as the quality of the project. Back in like 2022 or maybe early 2023, we had a release of some gameplay footage of Frank kind of driving around Wami. He got out of the car, kind of looked around. It was just very early. And then we got some later release with Freedom as well as MEOW running around Wami. And then you can see the improvements even on top of that, moving into the gameplay trailer that was just released, which is still just a pre-alpha. The interesting thing about being in Web3 gaming and crypto and blockchain is that we're getting a lot more of like an insight to what the team is doing. And so it's really important for everyone to kind of know where have we come from and where we are now. I think that's really important for anyone that's kind of looking into the future of Wilder World to really understand, because there has been a lot of improvements from the team. It's not just, a copycat. There is definitely some creative inspiration from some of the projects that team members have worked on, but you can definitely tell that the team is going down their own line of lore, characters, and really trying to put their own IP out there. And that definitely is demonstrated within the gameplay trailer of Wilder World that they just released. But again, this is a pre-alpha. There's going to be super early access, and I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. But let's get into what we have here with the gameplay trailer. And I'm going to be stopping as I go through it just to kind of highlight some of the things that maybe you haven't noticed and some of the Easter eggs that I found along the way. And if you've found Easter eggs, please comment below so that I can be in the know of things that I may have missed. I would love to know more that I haven't noticed as I've kind of been soaking in everything. But let's get into this gameplay trailer. I really love how the craft comes in to Wami. Some things I wanted to let you guys know is like over here, this is District 0, and we have this M Corp building up here, which I don't really know what that is, but this is District 0, so I'm really interested what this will be. I'm pretty sure it's M Corp. You also have Factory here, which I think is alluding to the Factory DAO, where about a year ago, Zero released their Factory DAO, which kind of allowed people to put out some, proposals of things that they were thinking about creating. And then the Factory DAO awarded some of those individuals for their ideas and their efforts. And it really was an incredible initiative. And so I think Factory comes from that, since it is in District 0, plus you have the Zero Factory DAOs. I'm pretty sure that kind of lines up. So that's actually something that's really interesting. Here you have Haven Heights, and you have the bridge that kind of goes over into, I believe, what is the mainland. And so that we can see that there are some buildings over in the mainland. If those buildings stay or not, I don't know. I don't know if they just kind of put those there for the aesthetics of the trailer and stuff like that. But you can kind of see this bridge on the maps that they've kind of given. And so there's some really cool looking aspects of just all the cars that you can kind of see here on the bridges and the highways. And you have Haven Heights, just here in this kind of image. You might have a piece of Tranquil Gardens, but we'll continue on with the video to kind of show a little bit more when they go into a different scene.
There has been a breach.
And so this is Trinity. Trinity is one of the first characters that we have. It's going to be a reward to Trinity holders, which is when you all hold 3 Genesis assets from the Genesis collections, and they have to be different Genesis assets. But currently there's a total of 8, and if you hold 3, I believe in the later time, you're going to get either this Trinity suit, which is then going to be put on your avatar, or the actual avatar with the Trinity suit will be a gift. I'm pretty sure it's the outfit. It's the, all the gear and everything that comes with it. But we're going to get more information as we go down. So that may be something that a lot of people don't know. But I think this is an incredibly cool shot of kind of Wami in the visor, just flying in. Again, an awesome scene from the team.
At the Hydrolink facility in Nexus.
So this was another really cool. He's flying in a craft, and so many people have wondered, like, what does it look like inside the craft? Maybe this is a different type of craft, and so we're not going to get this full display, or maybe this is the display within the crafts that we're going to be able to see as we're flying around Wami. But here you can kind of see, if you zoom in here, it basically says the destination that they're going to. Here in the foreground, you have the art piece from Chad Knight. You also have Trinity Island. That is part of the rewards for Trinity holders. If you hold a Trinity, you're going to be able to go to Trinity Island. This is Little MEOW, this little triangle section here. This is Tranquil Gardens back here. All these buildings in the foreground is definitely part of the mainland. This way back here might be part of North Star and Flashing Lights, but this area over here is definitely part of the mainland, and this is Tranquil Gardens and Little MEOW. And then you have Space Mine, Nexus, Flashing Lights, North Star. So that's kind of what you're seeing here in this image. That's really cool.
Please get there immediately.
So something I learned is that this is not Frank. I know I said it in my first reaction, just because of what we have. You have Freedom here, which actually I'm just noticing right now. I'm pretty sure this is Freedom. And then this is Phoenix. So we're kind of getting a homage to some of the older individuals that were inside. Phoenix is obviously a founder and a really cool dude. So many great things are said about Phoenix, but here he is in character form in Little MEOW getting in. I believe this is a taxi in the background that you can kind of see that are going to be there. I'm pretty sure this is another one over here on the side. So these are some of the cool little things that a lot of people may not know or notice. But we have, I believe, Phoenix and Freedom here heading off to help fight off the Forum. This is the Forum, which is a really cool, I think these are pretty cool characters. I know they've drawn off some of old sci-fi movies and stories and whatnot. I don't know if you guys saw Dune 2, but this is definitely plays off of that scene. And that's Cafe. This is Ernesto Salvaje, part of the lore. So this is really cool. It looks like they have cameras set up all throughout the city. So I wonder if you're like inside your apartment or something like that, if we're going to be able to have cameras in certain areas that can be able to look at what's going on depending on where you're at in the city. I think that would be kind of cool that you're able to set up your own type of camera that kind of takes a look at inside your apartment or around your building or whatever it might be. But this definitely looks like, traffic cams throughout the city of Wami. I'm pretty sure these are live action actually happening at this time. So I think this is really cool. Definitely a very cool scene. Okay, here you're looking at Little Meow again, and then part of Tranquil Gardens. You're looking at Trinity Island over here on the side. And so Little Meow, the vast majority of it is owned by the game company, the game studio. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff that happens within Little Meow. Obviously, there's a lot of racing that happens inside Little Meow right now. If you go download the game on the Epic Games Store and you play Midnight in Miami, much of the area that you're racing around in is this area right here. So this is a really cool top-down kind of look on part of Tranquil Gardens and a large portion of Little Meow. So some of the things here that maybe some people haven't really noticed is you have Celestia here, which is part of the partnerships to make sure that the Z chain is functioning properly. And so that was a partnership that was announced at the beginning of the year. You've got Wild National Bank right here in the background, and then the Little Meow Inn. And then whatever WAM is. And so this scene right here is really cool. I'm going to stop it right here. Obviously you got Neo Tokyo over here. You got Huxley, the game. I don't know if a lot of you know about Huxley and that original IP that's being built out. They announced like a partnership like type thing back a few years ago. And it seems like that partnership is still going strong. That maybe Huxley will build, right now he has like comics and he's building out a game. You know, maybe there's going to be aspects of a world either on top of Z or just a friendly portal between the two worlds. So that's really cool to kind of see. You have then Ledger. I don't know if a lot of you know, as well, as part of Trinity Holder like rewards, we thought when like gens were kind of being revealed that they would manifest something, and one of those things at the time was this partnership with Ledger that they announced. And so we haven't really seen that whole thing fleshed out. And so here again we see Ledger on a building. Pretty sure that relationship isn't over, and there may be a reward in for Trinity holders when it comes to Ledger. So that's really cool to see. You've got the Ethereum sign. Obviously it's built on top of Ethereum with the help of Polygon, which is over here. We can see on that building. And then we have Superverse that they have a partnership with as well, with the gaming community, with Elio Trades and a bunch of other people. There's a lot of really cool groups part of Superverse, like the most popular one right now is Off the Grid, as well as a lot of other types of games that are a part of that. I gotta find where this building is. I wonder if this is in Little Meow, but this is a really cool looking scene. The craft coming in. And then obviously the partnership with Meow, which is going to be their meme coin after the change. It's a really awesome scene, a Blade Runner type feel. So, we're going to go back because we need to stop real quick here. So right here we can kind of see Samsung. Obviously we know that there's a partnership. Samsung really isn't trying to build out their own type of simulation within the metaverse, but they're definitely building the hardware to make the metaverse a lot more easier to come to reality, right? They're kind of progressing, helping push the metaverse along so that everyone is going to be able to basically cloud game, where you're going to be able to buy a Samsung TV. Wilder World will already be kind of loaded up on the TV, and they can just have a controller and open up Wilder World and start to play straight off Samsung TV. So really trying to make an effort to bring Wilder World to everybody, and Samsung is definitely helping out with the hardware. We have Spartan up here, and then right back here, if you zoom in, it says Soft. Well, is that Microsoft? Is that Ubisoft? Like any one of those would be really cool. It looks more like an Ubisoft kind of logo, but maybe it just says WildSoft or something like that, and they're going to be playing, or Zsoft or something. I don't know, but all you see is that last section of Soft, which is really interesting to know. What Easter egg is that? What is what does that represent? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then here you can kind of, when you zoom in to this TV, there's these different, you have the Hydrolink and you have these other areas that kind of reveal different sections of the town. This looks very much like Space Mind that he's in, and this is Little Meow down here in this section. I think this is part of Little Meow too. And so you've got these different areas that they're revealing within Wilder World. So this is definitely Space Mind section that he's, you know, seeing these breach alerts that are happening throughout the city. Which, to let you know, there's going to be breaches throughout the whole city, and that's going to be part of the rebellion. That first kind of look into the, you know, first person, third person shooter game. So there's going to be breaches throughout, and you're going to have different, probably, you know, requirements that you're going to have to do in order to, you know, close down the breach. We know that there's 4 different types of characters, like the defender, the racer, the hacker, and the miner. And they're probably each going to play their own role in helping out breaches and different things like that, I would imagine, as different updates come to Rebellion. Here we see other forum agents going through. I love the reloading action gameplay. Here you got Frank overlooking Little Meow. And then here is the Zero building. This is a really cool section. And then you have S9, which I don't really know what S9 is. I'm sure, you know, that's intentional. So I'm kind of curious what S9 is. But you definitely have the Zero building, which looks really cool up there. And can't wait to be able to get it. But it looks like Trinity has an apartment. It looks like the Zero building is in Space Mind, because here in just a second you'll see that Trinity's apartment is in Space Mind, and then you have the Armory, which is a Nexus, and then the Hydrolink, which I think there's multiple Hydrolink facilities throughout. I think each neighborhood might have a Hydrolink facility. And so the Hydrolink facility in this is in Flashing Lights. And so they're going to go from Space Mine to Nexus to then Flashing Lights. So then we enter into the game mode. So everything was just like a trailer leading up to it. I think the game mode, I think this transition from them like stepping out is pretty cool. I know, this transition from kind of a scene into the actual playing game seemed pretty smooth at this point. There are some areas that aren't as clean, but they talked about this is pre-alpha. They're going to optimize it. So, let's give them some grace. But you have a neograph over here. Don't know what neograph is going to be, but I thought that was pretty interesting. You obviously have either a Z building or just an announcement of Z, which is the chain that Wilder World will be built on top of, plus the token that, the network token that's attached to that. Then you have NOPA, which I don't know what that is either. So I'm sure, it's probably intentional of why they put it up there. So pretty interesting, and I'm interested to know some of the details there, where you can kind of see the different types of advertisements on the buildings. Many of these buildings, at least these smaller ones down here, are ownable by people, by wilders, by interested individuals that are looking to own land within the world. And on the island, it's already pre-built buildings that you can upgrade and change windows, somewhat of heights, depending on what zoning it is and different things like that. So it's really interesting to kind of see that in action. How many floors is this? This looks like maybe 2 here, then 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks like a 6-story building. So you can kind of see the scale to everything as you're looking around. This is pretty massive. Not only is it large in, land mass, but it's also massive in height. So there's definitely a broad scale to everything. So this is a really cool view. I don't know what's down here, but maybe another craft, another building, someone else's platform. So here, over here, you have something that says Labyrinth and Sylvester Stone or something like that over here. Silverstone. So you guys, I think it's Silverstone and Labyrinth here. Don't know what that is, but something I noticed as I was kind of taking a deep look into this. So obviously a craft. I think the animation of the craft's really cool. You got these flames. Looks very much like the moon boots when they were doing the moon boot animations and stuff. There's definitely a play off of that, whatever type of energy or technology that they have in this world. It looks like, you know, they've used it on the crafts and the moon boots. And also, you'll see here shortly the Trinity suit. And then here you have the Zero Name Service building, ZNS, which is their domain service. So that's a really cool building, a little play off of that. So interested to see what's inside that building. And then a different look at the Zero building that we saw when the craft was flying in. So that's a really cool looking building. So here at the furniture, it says duality. So I don't know if that's just on specific, if that's not. But if you zoom in on this section here, it says duality. So maybe it's duality furniture. Maybe duality has some other play. But just thought I would point that out. Plus there's some, there's a mug on the coffee table and some type of device here. Really cool looking chair behind that desk, but this looks like an apartment that you're able to come and just chill in. And then you run into a closet over here where you then see, different types of hats. You can, these are different Wild World hats. Obviously you can go through and choose some of the different skins for your Trinity suit and equip them. You got Air Wilds. So this is kind of a cool little closet where you can come in and change. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more there. You've got Ava, the AI, that's calling in. There's a lot that's going to be happening with Ava and the, almost like personalizing your own AI to yourself, where you have control and then you can help support the network as well with the open source AI. So this is going to be something that evolves over time that's really going to help get personalized to you. You can go and listen to the spaces, the game player spaces that they just released. They talk a lot more about it. To be honest, I was like so pumped that I also need to go do a re-listen. But there's a lot with the AI that they talk about. And part of it is that it's going to be an open source personalization of your AI, where when you go to different areas, they're going to remember what you did the last time. And it's going to feel more personalized when you interact with the NPCs. So that's actually something that's pretty incredible if that advancement of AI continues and we start to see more personalization within a game. That is going to just enhance it to like the next level. Not only is it going to be everything going to be done on the blockchain, but you're going to have a more personalized AI when it comes to all of this. When you start to play and when you start to do things, the AI is probably going to be able to give you statistics about your gameplay and different things that you've done or what did you do last. And you're just going to be able to utilize AI in a much more personalized manner, which is going to really enhance that kind of interaction with the game, which I think is incredible. We're not going to just see it in Wilder World. We're going to see it in other areas. But maybe Wilder World will be able to move along more rapidly and advance that and really connect to those types of things just because of who's on their team, what they've been working on, who they're working with, partnerships, different things like that. So I'm excited to kind of see how that evolves.
I have marked the nearest location.
So this is another area. See, you had a Hydralink here. If you looked back and when Neo was like typing around on his computer, you saw there was a Hydralink over in Little Meow. And so right here you can see this is Space Mind. This is definitely the Nexus right here, where the armory is. And then over here, this is definitely flashing lights, because this area right here is definitely the legendary that Wild Pineapple Dow has. This is a legendary over here. There's another legendary right here, right up next to this Hydrolink building. You've got just different mixed use, industrial, different things throughout, flashing lights. We actually, one of these on the coast is one of our mixed use. We've got a residential in here, and I think our industrial's up in this area. So we have 4 plots within flashing lights. So this was really cool to see. I'll show you later in the video what we think is the legendary building that we own through the land plot that we were rewarded through owning a Max Chain Trinity. So that's pretty incredible to kind of see. And then yeah, we'll just continue on this, but this is a really cool map, different kind of looking map compared to the other ones that we have. I kind of did a zoning map when land first came out. It's not official. It's definitely something that I kind of learned where the plots were, and I've just been sharing with the community. And so I feel pretty confident with a lot of the plots, but some of them are probably going to be wrong. And they're going to come out with a more detailed zoning map where you're going to be able to interact with it, and it's going to be more of an interaction type of thing. So definitely really excited to get my hands on that. So here's Trinity coming off. So this was a big surprise.
It looks like there is a breach near your apartment, and farm agents have
when he
blocked
drops
off
off the
street.
building. So this helps you kind of see the scale and how massive it is. And so this is really cool to kind of see. One, we weren't expecting the Trinity suits to be able to fly. But here's kind of my first kind of interaction. I was watching this with my kids, and I was asking them, I was like, be brutally honest. Tell me what you think. My son plays a lot of, first-person shooter games. He loves to play some of these video games, and so I wanted kind of his take. My daughter plays Fortnite and some other games as well, and so I asked her for her feedback and just like, hey, what do you think? And so they thought like the Trinity suits were really cool. They felt like the kind of look of the Trinity suit wings were kind of lackluster, and they feel like the wing should be kind of more of a similar color to the suit. That was something they said that I kind of agreed. Like, I love the like squirrel suit look, but I also kind of feel like it isn't the best that the team could do. I feel like there could be a little bit better animation when it comes to the Trinity suit and flying around with this like digital wings that help you like float down. I think it's kind of an interesting take, but I think it can be improved upon and it could be a little bit better. And so you kind of see the expanse and the look, and that's like the mainland back over there. So you're definitely looking to the west, heading this way. And then he comes. I like this, how you kind of come flying down, but this, like, I'll be honest, though I kind of like the landing, I don't know, I didn't necessarily myself like the kind of flip or anything like that. I think it would have been cooler to, like, if you're like going down like that you kind of just roll into it, or that. I feel that like slow animation of the flip just didn't really do it for me, as well as like the dusting, like he's landing on, asphalt. It just kind of felt disconnected from it all. It almost like the team just wanted to show something instead of it actually feeling like it was something that was supposed to be there. And so, though as far as like a fan and that like, strong landing type of thing, I think that's kind of cool. I just didn't feel like it fit. I felt like it was out of place, and definitely something that I wouldn't have had there. It would have been better to have like it landed in like cracked, or landed in, just like almost like gravel rumbling or shaking or something along those lines. Personally, it just felt like I got disconnected from it, because I'm like, where's the actual dust? I mean, it looks wet. It just didn't feel like to be a part of it. But this was kind of cool to kind of see them fight. My son again said this kind of felt like a Spider-Man kind of feel. Some of the Spider-Man games that he's played, he really felt like it resembled more of something like that. So I like the movement with the, you know, the flames and the pack that he has. And then obviously this was really fun. This like fatality finish move. I think if they have a multitude of these, or if this is like something that, you know, some of those, you know, small transactions, or if you achieve something, like if you achieve something, you get this like a different type of finishing move. You know, I think there's a lot of play that you can kind of go along with these. But if you can keep getting like cooler and cooler, you know, finishing moves, fatalities type thing, I think that would really play well, as far as not something that's going to interrupt the gameplay as far as pay to win, but would add that like extra, you know, something that people can either purchase or people can earn by doing different types of things, and through achievements and through questing, or through, I don't know, just being amazing. You know, those types of things I think would go really well here. And I don't know who Terry is, but, you know, we got Terry's shop right here. So I thought that was kind of cool. I think that transition out was nice. Another thing, like these things around here, they did like a sneak peek of like these mining rigs that then, I don't know if the forum put this here or if this is a Wilder, you know, mining rig, but it has like those plasma guns on top of it. And there's like 4 of them around blockading the areas.
Vehicle. Don't ask how. It is fast, durable, and poses.
And then obviously that was like a slow transition. They're going to optimize it. Some of those little things aren't really worrying me. It's just, you know, we're just getting kind of a first feel. They're going to optimize all of this as we get to play. But this open world of being able to run around the city GTA style is really cool. Here you have a car highlighted. I think the highlighting effect is really cool. Something that some people may not notice, you got a moto over here. You've got different types of vehicles. And so the team is slowly putting in that portfolio of wheels and motos into the game. It's probably not going to be until the end of 2025 that all of the wheels are going to be, you know, upgraded and put in. But we also have Apex Digital, which is probably just another shop. So, you know, maybe it's something, maybe it's not. But this Mercedes looks awesome. And look at that like graphic of like the hood coming back. I thought that was really cool. Here you got miles per hour, you got NOS. All these are consumables that you'll have to be able to use. You've got damage down here as well. I think Eris and his team have done an incredible job with the wheels physics and everything. No damage to the vehicle yet. So apparently you can take out cones and there'd be no damage. So right now they're driving through Space Mine. And they're driving into the Nexus. They may already be into the Nexus right now. Here's Fed MEOW. So don't know what that is. So that's pretty cool. And here's that NOPA building and the NeoGraph building over here. Oh, and then here's that Z building. I don't know if you remember when we were on top of the other building and looking down. I don't know if these are replicas, but I don't think they are. But here are some of those same buildings. And then, yeah, continue to drive throughout the city, heading to the Armory. So a lot of these buildings are ownable by Wilders, right? There's 4,444 plots of land, and each one of those have a building or multiple buildings that are ownable. And so if that's something you're interested in, then you're able to kind of dive a little bit deeper into Wilder World. If you just want to play the game and have fun and have free to play, you're going to be able to do that. You're not going to have to own an NFT in order to play. You're not going to have to own buy a Mercedes in order to get in and be able to drive around. Now you may have some other type of vehicle, and those NFTs are special NFTs that you're able to drive in, but you're still going to be able to drive some sort of car as you're going around, right? And so there is going to be play, a way to play for free, play to earn, as well as winning different types of wills and, well, just other types of NFTs and whatnot. So there's going to be all sorts of different ways that people are going to be able to enjoy playing the game. And they're really going to try to make sure that it's not a pay to win type of model. It's going to be a model more of, there's a little bit for everybody. If you just want to play and you don't want to have to purchase anything, great. There's going to be a level for that. If you're going to want to do some microtransactions and be able to buy a few things here and there, you're going to be able to do that. If you want to invest within the resource economy and the land economy and other areas, then you're going to be able to do that. If you want to do branding and marketing and different types of things, you're going to be able to do that. There's just going to be an array of different options that you can have. But if you just want to play a game and have fun with friends, that is going to be the basis of everything you do in Wilder World. So right now we're going to go into the Armory. So right now we're in the Armory. You can kind of see the building here and more or less where you are on the map. They have different types of maps you can zoom in on. And so you can kind of see where this is based on the maps they've given us to like where they are now, and kind of get a feel of what the city looks like around this area, which I think is just like another level of speculation, another level of being able to see what the team's working on and what it looks like within the city. And so I think that's what kind of animates some of the Wilders that have been following for a long time. These little details that not everyone knows, but those have been paying attention. And that's why I'm bringing this information to you, to kind of catch you up quickly on what you can see within Wilder World. So he's about to park and go in to an armory, which is another really cool moment. Here it says it's 50% damage, if you caught that before he got out. So here he goes, running into the armory.
Welcome to the Armory, your ultimate weapon destination. What are you looking for?
Firearms.
So right there, I think they said that was Hefty's voice. And so I have to go back and re-listen, but I'm pretty sure what they said is that you're going to be able to do like automated commands, like audio commands, and kind of interact with these AIs in a different type of way. Again, just another level of enhancing, of making things feel more real, more realistic, to be able to kind of connect with the game in a new level and in a new way. So I thought that was really cool. I don't take my word 100% on that, but I am pretty sure it's definitely something I was going to go back and re-listen to that Spaces to get a better idea, because Neo did talk about it. But I think that's an incredible way to like just advance gaming in general, is where you're going to be able to audibly interact with AI and connect with the game in just a new way.
Got it. Here's our two hottest items. Schmalnoy, energy pistol.
Okay, something really important to bring up that a lot of people have asked, that they're kind of scared about. Right now, Wild is sitting at like 70 cents, and people were like, this Wild is really going to be 1,200. I mean, this pistol is really going to be 1,200 Wild. And the answer is no. They just put these numbers up just for the demo, just to kind of show that there is going to be a price. The conversation later in Discord was that Neil was mentioning that they're probably going to have to peg it to a little bit more of a stable coin, right? Like the USD, as far as the pricing goes. And as Wild fluctuates, it'll adjust that pricing accordingly. But so in the background, it will convert everything to Wild. But on the foreground, you'll kind of have just the essential price, no matter how much Wild has fluctuated to at the time, right? So you got to have that stability. You got to have it seamless. So that's something that they're working on. Here they talk about energized pistol, gives you a little bit of information, superheated ionized gas. And so they're not necessarily bullets, but something similar. And so they're just kind of drawing you into the lore and some of the things that they have here.
A heavily modified directed energy weapon using superheated ionized gas. Then we have the AR-15, lightweight, modular, semi-automatic rifle with exceptional versatility and accuracy. Would you like to proceed with the purchase or explore financing options?
I'll take both.
So, there he says, I'll take both. And so, again, then it knows to take both.
Great. I will prepare.
It brings up the transaction here. It talks about that your purchase details will be the next step and will be shown in the zero HUD. So you have a zero HUD. I think this is the zero HUD here. And so it shows both weapons that he's going to take. The cost is going to be $4,000. We're going to see this go down to $37,200. And it's all going to be after he hits enter and confirms that purchase. So that's like confirming a transaction without that like extra layer of like disruption in gameplay. And so I think that's really cool. Obviously pricing is going to change, but I really like this. Yeah, you hear him audibly say it. So I think a lot of these things were pretty cool.
Your purchase details and next steps will be shown in your zero HUD. All of our weapons are fully tradable.
So you can see that he agreed to it. You see his, wild wallet go down. And then the AI, the PAL, goes on to talk about how all the weapons are fully tradable, on-chain, assets secured in Z-chain. So he basically just helping people understand like another level of being able to utilize it. So basically, even though he just paid for this, later on when he wants to either upgrade or he doesn't like the weapon, he can trade it on probably some marketplace, the Wilder World metaverse marketplace that they already have, and be able to utilize this in a new way, right? To be able to utilize purchasing, owning an asset, and then being able to sell it. The nice thing is that everything is going to be backed by resources, and resources is backed by Wild.
On-chain assets secured by Z-chain.
So just to be kind of clear on that, every NFT in the game, everything in the game will be an NFT, and every NFT will have to be backed by resources, and every resource is backed by Wild. And so there's going to be a full-on economy that people are going to be able to participate in, so that the things that they own and purchase and sell, there's going to be a demand based on the number of people playing, the rarity of the item, all of those types of things. What it takes, what kind of resources it takes in order to create such an item within the game, because there's going to be refining, manufacturing, all those types of things. And so I imagine you're going to be able to be like an arms manufacturer, creating weapons, creating ammunition and things like that. And so if you're like flooding the market with those types of things, obviously the price of those things will be dramatically dropped. But if there's a healthy kind of outflow of these products based on demand, you're going to be able to sell it at a reasonable cost. So I'm really interested to kind of see how that economy plays as time goes on and people really start to play Wilder World.
Coming.
Update on the Hydrolink breach. It looks like agents have taken control of the building. I found a safe way in through the underground Wami metro nearby.
So here they go, getting back in the vehicle. And now they're heading up into flashing lights. So there was something back here. I don't know what it is. Seems pretty purposeful, but the mill right up there at the top here, what is this? I don't know what the mill is. So that was pretty interesting, and maybe part of it's cut off, but there is something I caught there as well. So we're actually in flashing lights right now, or just about to leave Nexus. So this building right here with these like X-like things, I believe is in the same area as our legendary building. Like right now, I'll bring up a map that shows you where we are here based on that zoning map that I created, that the team released. And so we can kind of see how they're coming in. They're going to cross the bridge. So right now, you know, we just left Nexus. Now we're in flashing lights. We can see that we are right on the outskirts of Nexus and coming up on the different legendary plots that are here. So this building right here is the legendary plot that my brother and I with the Wild Pineapple DAO were blessed with by holding a Max Chain Trinity. And we don't know what it is, but it's a really interesting building, and it sits exactly where it shows on the map. So here we get a little bit closer, and you can see, you know, this right here is a legendary plot, which is up here on the right. And then you have this one across the street that's in front of the others, which is this one here. And once you get closer, you can see how the road goes right by it. And so we don't know what it is, but it's a pretty massive building. It's on a gigaplot. It's a mega tall building. And so we know that, you know, the different legendary plots on both sides of this road are ownable, and we really do believe that this one is ours. And so my brother figured that out, and that was actually really exciting for us to be able to just kind of look at it and be like, hey, that's cool, and hopefully later be able to get a better idea of what it is, what kind of resource profile it's going to have, and all the fun things that will go along with it. And so you see it kind of going along the road here. So if they would have taken a left, it would have gone right by the building after they took care of that. But he continues to go straight, and he goes past the other legendary building, and then now he's going by some mixed use buildings. So if you have any of the mixed use in here, you can see your buildings here on the side. And then he stops right here to be able to go down to the Hydrolink. And it showed that Hydrolink building of that big massive game studio owned building, which is the part of the Hydrolink.
Security facility.
And so I thought this was a really cool thing, with just getting on it and shoot it. So something that people may not understand is that, like, these are realized, like, there's going to be lore attached to these forum agents. And so there's a reason why when you shoot and you kill them, that it's like this energy disbursement, right? Because basically you're sending it back to FBR, which is not FBR, into OBR, which is our base reality. And Wilder World is within FBR, which is Frank's base reality. And so they're they're base jumping into our world to try to take over Wilder World, and we are trying to defend that, right? So right now, these breaches, Wilders are going in to defend the breaches. And so there it said like 113 as part of this metro. So if you don't even own a car, you're going to be able to get around on these metros. You're going to be able to go in, get on a metro, go to, these are speed bullet trains. And so if you want to go to District 0 from North Star, you're going to be able to do so in a much quicker pace than by walking. Since I think driving, it takes about 2 hours to go from North Star all the way to District 0. So that's a pretty far distance. That's kind of gives you the scale and size of the map. And that's driving. So here you have Air Wilds, which is one of the NFT collections. Air Wild Season 0 and 1 was created alongside with Pet Liger, and then Chad Knight did Air Wild Season 2. So I think the running animation is pretty good. It's pretty decent. I think they can probably clean that up. I mean, it's not a huge critique, but I don't know. I feel like he squats down maybe a little bit too much. I don't know. In some ways, it feels a little bit different, but I've also never worn this type of equipment. But I do like that, like, peering, looking kind of look. And maybe it was because he had the AR pistol. Now that he's running with the AR gun, now that he's running with the pistol, it kind of feels a little bit better. So then he goes in. This is actually something pretty cool. The only part of the map that's highlighted is the island. I don't know, at the beginning when the craft was coming in, you kind of saw that huge bridge that went across. That's this section here that demonstrated that bridge, which will have different types of buildings on it as well. That's all going to be part of the mainland. And then you have this area, these areas here that are the island. You got District 0, and you've got Haven Heights and Tranquil Gardens and Little Meow, and what's after that? Nexus, Space Mine Nexus, Flashing Lights, and North Star. So you've got all of those neighborhoods within the island, and then the mainland are going to be 40,000 plots of land, and there's going to be 100 plots of land auctioned off every day to the highest bidder for 360 days. So that'll be 36,000 plots of land. And then the other 4,000, I think, go to Trinity holders as well as the DAO, the land DAO and things like that. So that'll be a really cool thing that's happening through all of 2025. Elevator music. It's nice. And then we come down here to the Hydrolink facility. It seems like picking up pistol. I think all of these kind of animations. I think the breaking of glass is fine. This is my first real major critique. I love the fire. I love the explosion of the thing, but the sparkle kind of thing really detracted from me. I really didn't like the animation. I really hope that they improve that, change it. I do like the fire animation, but I think I don't know if it's like a chemical burn fire type thing that they were trying to demonstrate, but I personally am not a fan of that. So something that my son brought up is he loved the gun inspect, and he thinks that another kind of, if you win it, get them by achievements or microtransaction or whatever, that there should be a variety of gun inspects, right? Or even if it just comes with the game, that depending on what kind of gun you have or what kind of equipment that you have, that there are different types of inspect animations. And so though he really did like these, he just thinks that a cool feature would be to have more kind of animations, inspections, and things like that with these types of things, because it just adds that vibe and feel to the game. So the reloading, I think, is top notch. I absolutely love the reloading. I love how the top of the pistol comes up, the bottom kind of ejects. You have to kind of put that in and slam the top and go to pistol. I really love that animation. So I thought that was really cool. Obviously there's 3 or 4 of the form agents coming. He blows up one. Again, the sparkles. It just gets me every time. Not a huge fan. I do like the aesthetics of the room and the coloring and the feel of going through this, through the city, as well as in this basement of the Hydrolink. So I really do like what they've done here. I like the map that you kind of see as you're running through. I think all of those types of things are really cool. And then he's going to go through. What I understand is that they're improving the AI when it comes to the NPCs, where it's going to be able to hear you, follow you, kind of try to chase you, depending on what kind of form agent it is or other type of, combatant that are there. The AI is going to improve. so that every time you kind of come in, it's slightly different, right? Like the AI is going to be able to hear you and be able to make different choices based on like the information that's coming, that, you know, hearing footsteps or hearing gun battle and different things like that, making kind of different choices to improve on that kind of new feel every time you jump into a game mode. And I think that's another layer of just trying to improve playing a game and making it feel fresh every time you play. And so something I didn't mention either, I think having third person and then being able to switch into first person is a really cool ability to be able to go back and forth. And so I know a lot of people like one or the other. And so people are going to be able to choose between the two. Again, the sparkles, just can't do it. But I love the burning animation. And you got frag grenades that you'll be able to pick. You'll see down here at the bottom, if my indicator, you can see down at the bottom you have 5 frags, 5 reloads, and 3 health types of things. I think those are frag grenades, and then you have regular grenades. And so each one, you know, kind of has its own max amount, and so you're probably going to be able to pick up packs or different equipment and different things will be able to help you hold more. But then you have your health bars. You just picked up these moon boots, which give you like anti-gravity, be able to fly around and move around, so another dimension to the game. Seems like the character doesn't really know where they're going, or just kind of trying to show you around, but give you a little bit of a feel of the moon boots and everything. So they're trying to find these key cards, and as you go through the map, what you'll notice is it takes more and more to kill the forum agents, and that's because each of the forum agents are supposed to be a little bit more of an advanced level of agent the closer you get to your destination, and so they become a little bit harder to kill. And that's what you're kind of seeing here. What I think they should have done better is visually, I want to see that they're like a harder, forum agent to kill. What I feel like with looking is that it's not that much harder. And so I'm gonna pause it here in just a second. So here, I don't know what this is, but you got the Wilder World symbol twice here on the building. I don't know what this symbol is here, or the logo. So what's really cool is you're in game and you're playing, but right now they're in flashing lights. So this is a flashing lights building from the Hydrolink. And so that's actually something that's pretty cool to know, that this is actually part of the game. It's not just like a canvas background, but this is the city in the background. So I thought that was a really cool thing to be able to highlight when it comes to this, that not a lot of people know. That like closer individual, it took forever to be able to find you, but then like these ones were able to see you, and I think because they are more advanced forum agents, and so they're able to, detect you further. That's part of like the AI. That's how it makes it maybe a little bit harder. Something else that we don't see here is like, where's the health bar? I've seen it before in other like images, but I don't see it here. It's where this pre-alpha gameplay wording is, and I don't know why they don't show health bar or shield bar or whatever it is that will be kind of down there. You have this like thing up at the top that doesn't move, doesn't change. It's just part of the UI, which I think is really cool, but not having a health bar is really confusing a lot of people. But yeah, that's the city in the background, which I think is pretty cool. So now he's going to move and go to another section. Again, the AI agents are just getting harder and harder to kill. I think those were some headshots indicators. I think that animation with with those like barrels are really cool, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm just not a fan of the sparkles. I know I've said that a lot, but it's just true. I think the water animations are really cool too. Obviously, there's a different type of grenades that you can pick up, since they already have a max of 5. But here you're gonna see that the agents are a lot harder to kill. Well, obviously not that one. Throw a grenade right underneath it. But like there, they shot a barrel, and before there was like one-shotting, but now they're shooting it almost in the head, and still it's not dead. Now we're gonna get the pistol out. They're gonna reload it. This is health indicator that is low, and so they're gonna have to take health. Look at how many times they're gonna shoot it even while it's down, and it's still not gonna kill the guy. Look at it, they're still shooting and he's still not dead. And so they've used the health to be able to get it, and they're running away. They're still not dead. They're gonna throw a grenade. It's gonna shock them to the ground, but they're still not dead, and they're gonna have to keep shooting them. So a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, why is it taking so much to kill these guys? And a lot of it is because they're much harder forum agents to kill. I just think visually they should have indicated that to show that these are, you know, more advanced commanders or generals or whatever, however you want to, you know, indicate it. I just think there should be a visual indicator of what they are. And maybe they will, but by just watching it, you don't know. Now they've killed all the agents, used the last healing canister that they had. They're gonna go around and pick up some things. Now they've got 3 more, and they're looking for the key card. Here's the key card. And so now you've completed this level. Now they're gonna run up to the elevator to be able to go to a different level. I think you advance up, right? So I know I said basement, but I think from the metro they went up a level, and now they keep going up further. But this end card with Wilder World is amazing. I absolutely love it. And then how it goes into just the Wilder World logo is incredible. So, you know, that's my initial take for Wilder World. We're gonna get to, I wanna pause it on the symbol here, but I think it's absolutely incredible what the team has done. They definitely have done an incredible job at, you know, just advancing the team forward, advancing the project forward, advancing the understanding to a larger community. And I think this will really help people better understand like what it is. Because I've watched some of the replays and they're like, oh yeah, they were a racing game that now they've like switched over to like this metaverse project, and that the team just wasn't going to have it. So they knew they needed to change their language. They needed to like help people better understand what they were doing, so that there would be a broader understanding of what is coming from Wilder World. And so, you know, some of the things I just wanted to bring up as far as further announcements that have come. You know, CoinDesk did an article that went through and highlighted that it was the 9th most wishlisted game on Epic Game Store, that they released this trailer, you know, kind of go into their building with Polygon, with the Z-Chain, that they, you know, they go in and they talk about different things that were happening as far as quotes from MEOW and the different effects. They go in and they talk about other team members and what their accolades are, and then just talking about some of the partnerships and the different things that they've been doing. I think this is an incredible highlight from CoinDesk. You even have one from Bitcoin.com. You know, they have 3 million followers on X. So this was a big deal for them to be able to do a news article about Wilder World, discussing much of some of the similar types of things. And so it's basically a press release, probably from the team to some of these different news outlets. So I think that was really cool to be able to get so much information. I think we're at like 1.3 million views across YouTube and X. If you're interested in playing, you can go and get super early access and play the Midnight in Miami racing game. currently right now and kind of get a feel of the driving system and the different cars and the racetracks, because later they're going to be releasing an update to Midnight in Miami. They're going to be releasing Rebellion, which is what we just kind of saw. There's going to be the open world where you're going to be able to go around and have like a limited experience. They're going to release more information on mining and land and resources. So there's just a lot coming from the team. And so we're really excited to be able to share it with the world. I've been following them for many number of years, almost 4 years now. And so it's pretty incredible what the team has done in that period of time. I would love, if you're interested in more than just playing the game for free and enjoying it, and if you're interested in being a part of the economy and the different things, and you're into the NFTs and stuff, you can go to the Wilder World Metaverse Marketplace, and you can go through the different industries that they have. You've got beasts, you've got gens, you've got motos, you've got wheels, you've got cribs, you've got crafts, whatever kind of floats your boat. If you're interested in owning any of those things, you can go and take a look at those. And then obviously I would love your support. Go to YouTube and subscribe, follow me on the X platform. I would love to just be able to give you a more in-depth look into everything that Wilder World is doing. I kind of give you a overlap insight to everything that Wilder World is doing, give you kind of an insight on some of the things that you may not know, give you information about the technology, the team, the community, and everything else that comes. So if that's what you're looking for, hit the subscribe button, follow me on X, and until next time, we'll see you later.